Welcome back to They Did What? Your social internet's craziest, most entertaining stories where I go with them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today I'm going to go over a story titled, My girlfriend, a 20-year-old female of 5 months, is hiding the identity of a person that she slept with when we were going to a party with them. Would you break up with it if this was you? And a shout to Nishad for sending in this story. And guys, like the title said, this is a big giant drama fest about a couple. They were going to a party, and this girl announces, oh, by the way, before we go there, there's a guy there that I once slept with, obviously someone from her past. And this guy obviously wants to know what it is. She won't tell him. And we're off with the drama, and it is ridiculous. The thing is, instead of him going along with this drama that this 20-year-old craves, he breaks up with her. He's not tolerating this crap, and holy crap, it is a giant SHIT show. And I've been going to go over it, guys, to make the point that, guess what? I've always said that all women love drama. But some take it to a whole new level. That if they don't have it in their lives, they create it out of thin air to keep things exciting, keep things fun. And you don't need to be part of that. Run as far as you can go. And I don't care how good looking she is, how big her boobs are, how big her ass is, how good she is in the sack. It's not worth it. And again, when I say they all love drama, I'm doubling down. They all love drama. Some like to get it from just watching shows or hearing about it from their friends, and others will be right in the thick of it. And this guy here, you're going to see, handles it right. So it starts off, says here, I was out with my girl today visiting family for the weekend, and she brought up one of her friend's parties that we'd been invited to last month, and was asking if I was still planning to come with her. I told her yes, and she proceeds to tell me, you probably wouldn't want to. I prod as to why, and she states someone is going to be there who she slept with in the past. However, all communication with them has been stopped since. Okay. Why didn't she mention this before in her list of dudes that she had when they were out together? Why is she telling them now? Sounds to me that she doesn't want this boyfriend to go to the party. You know? I didn't really think anything about it. The past is the past as far as I'm concerned, and what matters to me is what you do now. I say to her, that's fine, it doesn't bother me, and I'll still come to the party with her. I then ask out of curiosity, who was the person, just so I'm aware when we were there. Hey, she tells him it's somebody at the party, he has a right to know. However, this is what really... I then ask out of curiosity who the person is, blah, blah, blah. However, this is what really alarmed me. She turns around and says, I'm not telling you. It's not something you need to know. Bullshit. You don't just say that and then be like, nope, not telling you. Drama. Here we go. I argue with her, explaining that it's out of respect for me to know the person she slept with, as I'm going to be there with them. Well, despite all this, she refuses and proceeds to say that whilst you're doing it, do you want to have a timeline of everybody I slept with, including their names? I obviously say no, as that isn't what I'm asking for in the slightest. Listen to her getting attitude with him. Well, a group chat had been made for everyone invited to the party, so I asked my girl who was in the group chat. She then tells me that the person isn't on the group chat for whatever reason. At this point, I feel like she's lying to me through her teeth, to be blunt, and has something to hide. Of course she has something to hide. I still think she said that to help, hoping he wouldn't go to the party. Then she could be there and flirt with different guys and all that. That's what I think. After that, I stopped pursuing it as my mom had made dinner for us because we were visiting for the weekend, and we went to go eat where she proceeds to tell me that she's poorly and doesn't want to eat. Well, she wasn't poorly at all, and I felt very angry and disrespected that my mom had made the time to make us dinner, and she wanted to lie about. And after that, my mom would not stop checking to make sure she was okay. I didn't want to make my girlfriend feel out of place in my home, so I went with that story that she said. I came back upstairs, and she's been crying and calling me a psycho. Really? She's calling him a psycho? You can see that. Look at how she's twisting things around and making him out to be the bad guy here. Takes one to know one, honey. I'd be done at this point. Because you can see the drama she's starting, and come on. Now I want to point out she's 20 years old. She's very immature. And this guy's 21. He's actually very mature for his age. Well, fast forward a few hours, and she tells me her friend doesn't want me at the party anymore because I'm going to cause drama, and it's her day, not mine. Really? He's going to cause drama? We know who's causing the fucking drama here. Which I turn around and say, I never had a problem with the guy she slept with being there. I only had a problem with her hiding it, who it is for me. Surely if the guy that you've been with before is there, you'd want me there to show off to your boyfriend and not immediately try and get me to not come. The thing is, even if she's not done anything inherently wrong, why are you lying to me and hiding something from me? I never asked who the people she slept with before are, but I thought as I would be meeting the person, is it appropriate? Something tells me they are in fact still talking, whether it's platonic or not, and she's been caught out in a lie and trying to gaslight her way out of it. That's exactly what she's doing. There's way more going on than she's letting you know. This girl is not girlfriend material. She needs to go back to high school, because clearly that's what she craves, because she's acting like a dumb fucking teenager. I know it sounds like a pretty bone question, but would any of you feel as if I should break up with her as well? Yes, you should break up with her, and he obviously does that. He goes on, he says here, well, thank you everybody for all the replies already. I appreciate your honesty and support. For those calling me insecure and whatnot, we're both in the military. Uh-oh, that ain't a good idea. Which in itself requires a lot of trust, especially after spending time away from each other, and the majority of her mates also being lads. Never been a problem for me, and never had any issues until this point. Did I also see a comment about me denying her food, which gave me a laugh, but sure. So they're both in the military, which they're apart at different times. Don't get married in the military. Don't even do relationships in the military. It's just not a good idea, okay? And most of you know why. I mean, come on. And the girl in the military is surrounded by guys all the time. 20 years old, look how she's behaving. I wouldn't even have her as my girlfriend when I'm back from being deployed. No way, she's not worth it. You can't trust her. It says here, but anyway, I've never pried into her past before, and she has spoken about her past partners without me asking. It never bothered me. However, I do believe it's basic respect to know who this person is that she has slept with, that she brought up to avoid any awkwardness. I don't think it's a simple question is that much to ask. If she had told me that night, right then and there, I wouldn't have even thought twice about it. I think this guy's being sincere about it because he's not with her long enough to really, get worked up about that. I think she's just the girl he has fun with when he's no longer deployed. For those of you who are talking about this friend of hers, supporting her, some context on the kind of person she is might be useful. Her friend also has a boyfriend, but had been deployed to Cyprus for a few months. She decided to break up with her boyfriend, slept with the whole island for what my girlfriend told me, then came back and got back together with her boyfriend. And the boyfriend is still completely unaware of the truth, supposedly. What does that say? Birds of a feather flock together. If her friend, was deployed to Cyprus and was the island bicycle, if you will, well, okay, that's nice she broke up with the guy before doing so. I'll give her credit there. But still, what do you think's going to happen with this girl? I mean, come on here. To also clear up about the group chat, I hadn't put a message in the group chat itself. I just asked my girlfriend personally who the person is that I was assuming he'd be there due to it being made public, made of people invited to the party, to which she answered that he's not in there for some reason. Whether or not she's done anything wrong in terms of her interactions or if she's still communicating with this bloke is beyond me. Withdrawing such a simple question and telling me someone's there that she slept with has put me off and not something I want in a relationship. Anyway, sorry for the massive spiel again. I'm going to sleep on it, but I'm pretty sure I already know what I'm planning to do. Cheers, guys. Well, guess what? He dumps her. And he should. Well, now we're on to the second part. And let's just see. Watch what happens when he kicks her to the curb, how her attitude changes real quick. Once again, the power of laying down the law and walking away. He says, so a little update for those of you which care. It's time for us to head back for my family for the weekend, and I decided it wasn't the right time to do it at my house and alienate her despite everything that happened. We're driving back, and as we're nearly there, I ask her on everything that I raised to her before, which she replied the same as before. Anyway, eventually I get to the point where I want to say I no longer want to be together with her. Well, good for you, man. Hope she doesn't throw a temper tantrum on the highway. She's obviously quite angry at this point, but I drop her off and go on my own way. She then begins the message calling me every name under the sun and turning the failure of our relationship to my fault. Of course it's his fault. It's always the guy's fault. It's never the girl's fault. At this point, she finally decides to tell me the name of the person, but at this point, I tell her I'm no longer interested, and that is too late. Notice he breaks up with her, drops her off, and drives away into the sunset. And at first, she's yelling and calling every name under the sun, because that's the knee-jerk reaction. Watch how she switched tactics in a second. She then replies to all this saying that the only reason she didn't tell me was so I wouldn't spend all night staring at him and ruin our night. That's bullshit. She obviously knows this guy's not like that. But I'd never given her a reason to think I would behave this way. After some back and forth, she eventually apologized for what happened, as she says she only wanted us to have a good night. She also tells me she didn't tell her friend to uninvite me. Her friend did it on her own because she was crying about the situation to her. At this point, she is now groveling and begging me to come back, as all she wants is me. How interesting. After the big, profanity fest, now all of a sudden, switching gears. Amazing. This chick is unhinged. No thank you, honey. You can be some other fucking guy's problem. It's been a lot harder for me to just forget about her, and I feel awful that she's hurt like this. Smack! Dude, what the fuck? Given her behavior like that, don't fall for this. She wants you to fall for the tears. Especially knowing her mental health is in the gutter, but I think I know deep down it's what's right despite it all. Mental health's in the gutter. Is this new data here? That she's kind of got some issues here? If she has genuine issues, mental issues, it's not her fault, but it doesn't mean you have to endure this shit. I don't think I can have this reaction over something that could have been solved instantly, as in the future something more serious could happen and the damage could be worse. Yes, the issues are going to get worse. That's just how it works. Now another little mini update here. He says, update here, most likely my final one. I know I shouldn't have, and it was probably pretty hypocritical of me, but she has to see me one last time to leave things on a better note. Well, of course, this is a last-ditch effort, a Hail Mary. You're going to show up at her house, and she's going to be butt naked on the door, on her knees, ready for action to get you back any way she can. Don't fall for it. Well, I oblige, as we most likely will see each other when we like it. Smack! You fell for it again. Also, I know I'm only young, but that was one of the hardest experiences of my life. The girl isn't a bad person, I just believe she's too immature for me. Well, she is. I don't believe she did anything inherently malicious. However, the hiding and lying and the way she reacted to things is what pushed me away from future problems, unfortunately. Well, dude, no. I don't think she's a very nice person. Okay, yeah, she's immature, we can all agree there. But, no, she has been lying to you and pushing your buttons and deliberately creating drama. I still think she didn't want you at that party so she could have her little fun, flirting with different guys. No. And then turning it around, making you into the bad guy, starting drama at your mama's house when she's trying to cook you food, calling you a psycho, all that, getting her friend. No. Life is too short. And you're both in the military, be single. And she has a lot of growing up to do. Again, it sounds like some high school crap with her. So don't fall for the tears. You go over to her apartment and she's there butt naked, ready to do whatever you want. Well, maybe you do have your fun with her, then leave. But don't get her fucking pregnant. But the point is, man, no, she's not so nice that you think. Okay, let her be some other guy's problem. I'm sure she already is some other guys, multiple guys. Life is too short, bro. So end of story, it's over, move on. So guys, there you go. Don't put up with any crap. And it isn't amazing what happens when you walk away. Now, a few comments here before I wrap this up. One guy says here, if she wanted you to have a good night, why did she bring up that someone was there that she slept with? ? Thank you. She caused everything. All she had to do was nothing. She didn't want you to have a good time. She wanted to fight. She got her wish. See? The whole comment section is full of people reading through this crap. Drama. Another guy says here, what you do is let her know that relationships require open, honest communication. That if there are any issues, concerns, or worries, you address them together, not make silly decisions and attempt manipulate and create issues and division. Well, that's what you do if you want drama. That you think the breakup was the right decision as she has failed these basic requirements and also made you the bad guy with everyone over her past, which she made the issue. She unfortunately is young and immature. Very easy to say. Don't look, I don't want to be blindsided, but I have a pass with Carl. He'll be at the party. It would be civil but not interacting. I hope this isn't a problem. She didn't do this. Instead, it escalated. Right. It could have been very simple. She had to know this guy was pretty chill, didn't really care too much because he's not that wrapped up into her. And last one. This guy says here, this is exhausting to read. Your girlfriend is a drama queen. I'd break up with her for that alone. Can't imagine spending all my time worrying about this when she's going to cause drama again for no reason. Ding, ding, ding. She's going to cause more drama. That's what they do. Also, yes, she should tell you who it is. Just doesn't make sense that she wouldn't. I wouldn't want to stand in front of someone my partner has slept with before and be ignorant of it. That doesn't mean you're going to cause any issues. Think your girlfriend may be blowing things up to her friend there too. Maybe to get you to not to come, or maybe just because she, wait for it, likes drama. So there you go, guys. If you do any takeaway here, the drama queens, the big ones, they love it. That's why a lot of girls like this are drawn to the bad boys, because the bad boys, there's always something to give them the butterflies. They're unpredictable, they never know what's going on, and the guys can give them the drama. But when they don't get it, and they're with a normal guy, then they got to create drama. I'm sure a lot of you have experienced this. I certainly have, and I have a very good drama bullshit detector, and when I see a hint of it over stupid shit, I'm out of there. My butt is on fire. Whoosh. I don't care how beautiful she is. I don't care how big her tits are, how big her ass is, how great she's in the sack. It's not worth it. But some guys got to get wrapped into it because they enjoy it. But he did not. So good for him. So guys, that's what you learned here. All right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. And guys, if you find a good story you want to cover, send it my way, strongsuccessfulmail@gmail.com. And if it's a good one, I'll definitely cover it. And be sure to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.